All right, everyone, we are back from our first break of the night. My name is Matt Dennis. I'm joined by Michael Yater, our Space Master, Anthony, aka Scrub Daddy, Emily Sophia Smith, and Ian Swanson. And we are headed into hour two of week 5 of Age of Rebellion. So, Mike, take it away.
Sorry, I'm eating a chocolate chip cookie.
How? Your mic's very quiet, by the way. Now
How's that?
that fixed it.
Is that
Thank you.
okay? We left off. Eos was about to send a message off to Jason Felix, her old friend. What's the content of the message? What do you say to him?
So let's see. I'm trying to remember where I was going previously. So basically, the nature of it is like, hey, we are in shorter terms than this, but essentially we're trying to make sure that we can legitimately remain on the ship without any problems in terms of assignments, because we've been assigned a task that would technically have us coming back to base, and we want to make sure that there's no trouble with our progressing forward. So I'm essentially asking, hey, is there anything you can do to make sure that our assignment keeps us on the ship and keeps us in the clear? That's
Okay.
what I send him.
So you send him that message via text form, and a couple minutes later, you guys still haven't arrived at the freighter yet, but it takes a couple minutes for you to receive a response. And
Are there any windows from the little thing we're in that we can see out of? Like,
yeah,
Into space.
what do I
so
see when I look into space?
you look into space, and out your window, you can see several dozen freighters and smaller escort ships that have arrived and are in the area outside of the station.
Several dozen?
Yeah, it's
Do
a
they all
large.
bear the same marking?
They bear no markings.
So
You know,
yes.
they're not marked as Imperial ships or anything like that.
Right.
But it's a large convoy. Uh, Maybe several dozen is too many. Uh,
Okay.
a dozen, we'll say. A dozen, 1 dozen,
One
12 ships.
dozen.
Yeah, several dozens too many.
Okay.
You guys are heading towards one of them, which is, like we discussed earlier, a modified Temple class heavy frigate, and I think we had a picture of that last week. I don't know if we have a way to get that for the Twitch chat to see
Uh, a picture
of the Temple class heavy frigate, but
hmm,
anyway,
I don't have one handy, but I'll look one up real quick.
So while Eos and Lark are talking, Zabo kind of smoothly, quote unquote, smoothly makes his way to Bebop. Bebo, excuse
Bebop.
me.
Dude, nice. By the way, chat.
Is that Cowboy Bebop by chance?
No, that's another character name. So,
Oh,
and
but
yeah,
Matt, you're probably not going to find anything on Wikipedia. This
No,
ship
I
class
found
was
something.
invented.
It's just that our battle map screen region is messed up for some reason. So
This,
stream, there's going to be a bit of a black screen. Just bear with me for a moment. Continue on, guys. Never mind, it fixed itself. All right, cool.
what are you saying, Zabo?
There we go.
We're going up to Cowboy Bebop.
oh, yeah, I was gonna go to move towards Bebo and attempt to talk with him.
Okay. Yeah,
Stream.
you guys are all seated next
So
to
kind
each
of slide up, and I'm just like, oh. Then I slide over, and I say, hello, friend.
Stream. This is a temple class uh, heavy freighter. It actually says it's freighter M226, which is pretty funny. So
That's probably because it was pulled
probably.
from reference material for
All
this
right.
adventure.
Yeah, probably. Anyway,
You are next to Bebo. You say, hello, my friend.
Yeah.
Bebo, you're muted.
Oh,
Hello.
check Skype.
Hello?
There you are. You're good now.
What? What do you want?
So, I don't know how to say this, but I think it'd be a good idea. And I look around. He looks around, and he's just like making sure no one's nearby. I mean, is anybody near enough to hear if he whispers?
There, you're in a shuttlecraft. If you imagine kind of the layout is similar to the layout, at least for the area that you guys are in. If you've seen the first of J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies, how the seats are laid out is kind of like the ships that took them to the Enterprise at the beginning of that movie. So you got, single seats with straps and seat belts, and they're all lined up, and you guys are all next to each other, but there's people around you.
So it's kind of like a little drop ship.
Right.
Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that I could be heard, is what you're saying.
Yes.
So he says, I think it'd be a good idea after we're done here if we use that thing that you have to do the thing that it does on the thing.
Do that thing you do.
A
He just
fleshling.
pulls it out and say, "You mean this?"
A fleshling. I do not know what interests you, but my dart gun is not for show.
That's what she said.
Is that what she said?
Not sure if we can get a euphemism from that. So
Try.
Good try.
Depends on where you're at. Question mark.
I think what I mean is the other thing. Wink.
Go ahead and roll skullduggery. Roll.
Who's rolling skullduggery?
That would be Zabo.
Okay.
Your dice pool is set. Yeah.
So
The guy who took your work passes, the guy who was allegedly the foreman of the dock, is is on the ship with you guys, and he walks over to both of you and says, "You carrying any special cargo that we should know about?"
Who's he directing this towards?
Both of you.
Both of
Now,
us?
now, do Eos and I see it? Because we're kind of on
Do
the
I-
other side.
You guys you're all seated in a line, but he
Okay.
doesn't. He's not addressing you two.
Sure, but
But you
We're
do
just
we
you're
hear
kidding.
it?
aware that this is happening. You're aware this is happening.
Do I know his name? The officer?
Uh,
it's Bansi, right? Or
yeah, it's
Bonsi?
Bansi.
Bonsai?
B-A-N.
We met him on the way in, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's got a name tag.
Sir, I believe this Togruta is coming on to me.
I kind of like look over and I'm just like, it wouldn't be the first time he's done that with Bebo. I mean,
Okay, so
I'm sorry,
You're
Model
gonna
274, sir. I say to the Imperial. To the Imperial, I say that.
you say what to the
I
Imperial?
say I'm sorry. The guy who's owning or who's in charge of the work crew is technically Imperial, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I say I'm sorry. I mean Model 274, kind of pointing toward Bebo. Like Zabo here has come on to Model 274 before. I'm trying to be politically correct to him. And his
Zabo kind of
So
he
so
kind of
here's
just looks
so
and
here's
he's
what
like,
I want before you say something. Bebo, you're gonna roll a deception.
I
roll.
sure as shit am.
Good at that kind of thing. Zabo, you have an opportunity to assist by trying to go along with this story if you think that your character would be able to pick up on what he's trying to do. You can try to make that seem more convincing by doing certain things.
okay, and I also have the ability to add 2 boost dice when I do that.
From what
from my racial ability.
Remind me what your racial ability is again.
Pack instincts.
Okay. What's
What
the
does
description
that mean?
of that?
That affects
'Cause I don't have.
perception.
It says it's underneath my talents. It says when performing the assist maneuver, Tagrutta's grant 2 boost instead of 1.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I do have a. Never mind. Well, no, he would have to take the deception check for that to count as an incoming deception check, right?
yes, if someone's trying to deceive you with a deception check, then I think that's what that applies to.
Okay, I mean, because it says may upgrade difficulty of incoming. Why would I want to make their checks harder? That's not what this applies to?
Harder for them.
Okay.
It'd
You
be
know.
like if they were trying to deceive you, you can make it harder
Right.
for them to do so.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
Zabo, you can try to assist by going along with the story, essentially, if you'd like to do that.
Yeah, sure. He'd kind of just look all flustered and intentionally blush up as much as he can with orange and white paint. Yeah, I know. I don't know how it works, but he tries.
What does a Tigretta look like when they're blushing?
Wow, that's a great question. I don't.
Sounds
I
like a
don't
joke.
know.
Which chat, help us.
Yeah. Someone draw us a blushing
Frosty
Tigretta.
Reaper. I
That
need
sounds
you.
like a drink. Frosty Reaper's not here tonight. So,
I know.
what?
yeah, I know. Well, at least I haven't
Oh,
seen him in
yeah.
chat.
Okay.
And Zabo goes like,
Yeah,
That was
you can
unexpected.
get your
I
bonus.
think I
dice
failed my
for that.
check.
Um,
Am I
Go
gonna roll
ahead.
now?
roll your
Okay.
deception check.
I lost it. There it is.
Oops.
Oh shit.
Oh no!
How hard did you make it? I have two. I have 2 ranks in that skill.
Oh god!
I have 2.
Oh
I have 2 ranks in that skill.
Oh
Is it-
no!
Is Twitch seeing this right now?
Yeah.
That literally
Oh,
could not have
jeez.
gone worse for you.
Yeah, that
I
was the
spent-
actual
goodness.
worst roll.
I spent all of my points in deception.
I don't know of any way that could have gone worse.
I could
I could have
knows?
stabbed the
for-
guy with my knife and it would have gone better.
Except for rolling a despair, which isn't possible unless I upgraded the difficulty, which I didn't.
Oh goodness.
Wow.
You know what? I'll let you. We won't make a habit of this, but I'll let you retroactively spend one of your destiny points to re-roll that green dice as a yellow dice. I don't even
No.
know if that would make a difference.
No.
You know,
Yeah, I don't think it would.
I refuse.
it wouldn't. Yeah.
Uh,
So, man,
Uh-oh.
now this is the hard part for me, deciding what the frick happens to you guys.
What fate will befall us? So am I still waiting for a message back from Jason? Cause
Jason!
Jason.
Jason!
We are still waiting for a message back from Jason. I don't know if you're ever gonna receive one though,
Oh man.
because he knows
are
that
in
you
some
guys
trouble.
are grouped together,
Mm-hmm.
and
Probably doesn't want to be
Yeah.
associated.
he says, "I'm gonna have to have all you come with me."
How many people are in this shuttle?
I mean,
And where's our cargo?
You guys are in the passenger compartment, and the cargo is, in the cargo hold, which is.
I mean, like our
towards the
stuff,
back.
like my gun.
Oh, yeah,
Like-
you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys still have all that on you.
Okay.
right?
I have mine in my backpack.
Cool.
Yeah,
I just
other-
wanted to make sure that like they didn't
other
have us
work-
stow it somewhere.
Yeah, other work crews have weapons on them too. It's not extremely uncommon.
Okay.
But yeah, he says, "I'm gonna have to have you all come with me,"
you too?
referring to the 4 of you.
I look at Eos and I give her that same look I gave before. Like, what do we do here? I very quietly unbuckle my seatbelt and I stand up, ready to walk.
And I stand up and I pocket my data pad so as to not look too expectant. I stand by Lark and looking equally as concerned about the situation. Yeah.
He kind of
Zabo
like
doesn't stand up.
I
He's like, what? I like
he
this robot.
he kind of like snaps his fingers and he points to another officer that's kind of standing watch towards the door that leads towards the front of the ship. Towards what you would think would be like the captain's, the con essentially, where the ship is piloted from.
Sure.
And he says, "Come here." And the other officer comes over, and the guy, let's just make sure I remember his name. Yeah, Bonsai. He says, "Relieve them of their weapons, please."
I like put my hands up and I'm like, whoa, look. I get it that I'm your employee right now, but you do not get to take my weapons from me. I have not done a damn thing.
Just went full white girl, didn't you?
You do not get to take my weapon.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
He's like, "Listen, if everything turns out that this is just a misunderstanding, then I'll give everything back. But we need to clear some things up here because something's going on here, and I don't want to interrogate you with a vibro axe next to your side."
I don't have a
And he
vibro
points
axe,
to Zabo.
so that's fine. You
You
won't
I
be
get
do.
you
interrogating.
get
No,
the
no,
idea.
no. I just continue to talk. I'm like, even if they keep speaking, and Zabo says I do, I say I don't have a vibro axe next to me, and I haven't done anything to have any less rights than any of the other people on this boat, save for maybe the Tigretta.
He says, "Listen, if you want
But
to
I'm not. Look, I'm not giving it up. Let's go.
if you want to
I'm
continue to
fine.
make
It's
a
right
problem
here.
like this, then I will hold you on this ship until we leave.
Oh, hold
We'll
me.
return to Mortal Station, and you
right.
will not be paid for this. You are not going to be paid for this if you continue to resist."
So you're telling me that you're gonna take me up to that ship? I'm gonna do my work, and then you're not gonna pay me?
Oh no, you're staying here. You're not. You're not leaving this cargo vessel.
So joyrides? I'm like, look, guy, you do not have the right to take this. I
I do.
understand. I understand that you are my employer, but we are in imperial space right now, and the Empire has laws against disarming its citizens. Haven't you heard of the Second Space Amendment? You don't have the right to take this from me.
He's calling bullshit on your bullshit.
All right, let's make a roll for it.
We're gonna have some opposed rolls here
Okay,
because that's fun.
sure.
So, my dice pool. This guy.
And kind of while we're continuing this discussion, I say, look, I understand that you don't want the Tigretta with a vibro axe, especially because you're calling him out on his love interests. I get that. Like I'm not about violence any more than you are. But look at me and look at this guy. Look at this Tigretta. You think if I'm unarmed and he's unarmed, I stand a chance? That doesn't make any sense to me. I was just sitting over here having a nice conversation with Eos here, and I understand that I've came on the ship with Zabo and Unit 274, but that doesn't mean I should be a part of the same restrictions.
Okay.
I'm ready to make my rolls.
So, what you're gonna be rolling? Let me just check your character sheet here. Is
Oh, yeah,
your
gonna pick the one I have the least amount in.
which skill are we gonna have you roll here?
Cool.
Probably coercion.
What about cool?
Cool is that's related to initiative. I'm pretty sure.
Well, there's cool initiative, but so cool says
Resist efforts to hide the truth. Check for initiative when carefully calmed. Check.
how would I be able to help this coercion roll?
If you want to try and enter the conversation and contribute something meaningful to aid your guys' case, then you would be able to assist.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up behind her and put my hand on the small of her back
whoa.
Oh.
and say,
Oh.
"We did not come here to be discriminated against."
We're looking
That's
for
what
work
this is.
just like anyone else.
I'm trying to decide which skill I'm going to have you roll still. So,
We're just gonna keep digging through the dialogue tree.
yeah, man. Just exhaust all those dialogue options. I think it's coercion. Coercion makes the most sense to me.
Not negotiation. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's the same for me. But
Yeah, it would be either coercion or negotiation. Or what else?
Deception?
Deception would also be applicable, I think.
Where's the lie though?
Deception. I mean, the lie is you guys are lying. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the lie
The
though?
lie is our lives. Our
I,
lives
I'm
are
I'm
lives.
comfortable. I'm comfortable rolling whatever roll you want me to, Mike. Go ahead and just it doesn't
We'll
matter.
go with deception because it's your best.
Okay, sure.
So
If that's what you want to
Put your
do it.
best foot forward.
Yeah, put your
it's
best
gonna
line forward.
be a deception, probably versus perception, or his perception,
Okay.
essentially.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm ready
So
to
go
roll
ahead.
whenever.
So we're not gonna have. It's gonna be a little different for opposed. We're not
Okay.
gonna have a difficulty dice set. You're gonna roll your deception just as it is, and then he's gonna roll his perception, and whoever has more successes is gonna succeed the check.
Okay, and do I have any bonuses because of Bebo's actions?
Yes, and this would probably be considered an excellent time to spend one of those destiny points.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
We don't need it.
No, we need it.
We don't need
I have a setback dice for smoking, even though I haven't had a death
for,
stick in
for
forever.
not sleeping is what you have.
Oh
as
right,
setback.
yeah, that's what it is for.
Yeah. So, do you want to spend one of those destiny points?
I do, yes, please. Destiny, take the wheel.
One upgrade for you. Let's roll it and see if this works.
Okay, so I just need to roll the deception skill.
Yeah. It's a lot of advantage.
Oh. Okay.
And and a good old loss.
Okay. So he doesn't buy your story completely, but he's gonna let you keep your weapons, and still gonna take you to be interrogated a little further. But he's gonna
I
let
imagine that he's kind of like, well, she just spouted some law stuff at me, and I'm not even sure it's true, but I want to be on the safe side.
Yeah, it's mostly just about he doesn't want this to break out into a gun battle, and he doesn't want this to really escalate any further than it already has.
Sure.
So he's going to let you guys keep your weapons.
Cool.
But he still is going to insist that you follow him up into like another compartment of the little ship that you have.
I
going on
comply.
here.
Yeah, I comply.
What about the rest of you? Sabo,
Yeah. I mean, I also comply.
Resistance is futile.
I look at Bebo and I just kind of like, I'm like,
The guy the commander called over
Mhm.
to take your weapons is standing there eyeing you nervously,
Who?
Zabo.
Oh, okay.
Zabo. Because I imagine you probably have your hand on your vibro axe. No?
no.
Where is your vibro axe?
It folds up, so it's like kind of stuck on his leg,
Lost it.
but he's not touching
looking
it.
at
So.
it still. He's eyeing
Okay.
it. He understands what that thing could do,
Dude,
But
nice.
but you still don't want to comply.
I'm waiting for Bebo.
Waiting for Vivo to what?
Waiting on love.
I don't know.
We can see who
Uh,
wears the pants in this relationship.
Bebo, we already established that.
Good point. Good point. I was wrong. Forgive me.
Vivo's following the pack.
So Bebo complies.
Oh yeah.
Zabo, you're the only one still seated. Probably straight up, I imagine. It's down to you.
He slowly unbuckles and like
Ooh.
takes his time with every buckle,
Ooh, nice.
and then he like stands up like really slowly,
This is getting
and he kind of
nice.
looks at the guy that's looking at his axe, and he's just like, and then he winks at him, and he follows the pack.
Oh.
Okay. He leads you through one of the doors. It goes open sideways automatically as you guys approach because it's the future.
or a Kmart. It's one of the two. But yeah.
Kmart is the future. I don't know if you've been to a Kmart, but you know.
Have you?
Kmart
I
is my
think Kmart's the
childhood.
past, so
The future past. Okay.
It wanted to be Walmart so bad. It
it was
did.
the future in the '90s.
Yes.
After he takes you through the door, it immediately, you know, he takes you into a smaller room to the left. You aren't in a super huge vessel or anything, so it's not like you're walking down the hallway for an hour until you get somewhere. You turn off, and there's a small room with a table and some vending machines. It looks like it's essentially supposed to be a break room of sorts, or
Okay.
a gathering place for the crew of the ship if they're taking longer journeys, mess hall kind of a thing.
Sure.
And that's where he takes you, and he sits you all down, and he says, "I just want to establish a few more things before we arrive at the freighter. Uh, and I'll start with you." And he looks at Sabo, and he brings out a data pad like he's going to take some notes. And he starts asking general interview interrogation questions such as, what's your name? Why are you here? You know, where did you work before? Simple things like that. So, how much do you want to reveal? How much do you want to try to hide? What's your story that you want to try to give this guy? And that's going to determine how hard your deception roll is.
I mean,
It-
did like the stick, like the thing that we showed him earlier, have a name on it or anything?
Uh, it's it was your guys' names, yeah, I believe.
Okay, so
Unless you guys wanted them to be fake names, then we can, you know, essentially make that happen and make some rolls to make that happen right now. But if you guys want to just keep it as them being your names, then there's no more rolls involved in that.
I'm sorry. We want to keep what as our names?
The passes that you guys got,
Oh,
the
sure.
work passes,
Sure.
if you guys want them to have displayed your guys' actual names, then, you know, that's fine. But if you think that you would have wanted to set them up to show fake names or aliases, then we can set that up right now with a couple rolls. You know,
yeah, I would have done that. I would have changed it.
what about the rest of you?
I believe I would have changed it as well.
Yeah, it's
The
probably for the
designation is
best.
visible on me, so it's not
Yeah.
like I can really.
Yeah.
Yours is probably fine with what it is.
I would imagine for some sort of like covert ops, the rebellion would have supplied us with like a set of
Mhm.
aliases designated to us for the sake of doing
Yeah,
ops
kind of
like this.
disposable, burnable aliases. Kind of,
Yeah, kind of.
definitely. Who has? Let's see. Would you guys have tried to hack the credentials provided to you by the governor after she gave them to you, or would it have been more of you say we want these names on them?
So
Because that's just going to determine whether or not it's a computer's check or more social skill there.
right. So I mean, I remember when we spoke about this with Varla. The context wasn't that like we were explicitly saying, "Hey, we're going to take this ship and we're going to use it for the rebellion," because she's an imperial. So I would not have provided her with my alias. Um, I would have gone as Lark. In fact, I
Okay.
introduced myself as Lark to her, so I would have expected a Lark
Mhm.
name in return.
So it's more of a computers thing then.
I think for me.
Who has the highest computers check then? Because we can just have one of you make the rolls for all of the credentials.
I have a 0.
Whoever has- yeah,
I
Two-
have
two green
one
dice.
in computers. I got one.
Oh, what did you
Oh,
got?
nothing in computers.
Yeah, nothing. I think it sounded like EOS. Yeah.
Ayo.
Ayos.
So
Oh
this
gosh,
is
I'm
going to
embarrassed.
be. We're gonna boil this down to one roll, or I'll give you the choice. How about that? We can boil this down to one roll, and it will have a slightly higher difficulty, or you can do 3 separate rolls with lower difficulty.
Hmm.
And what do we do with the 3 lower rolls? Do we just take?
We'll say this, this roll is for Lark's credentials, essentially,
Oh, okay.
and the result of that will determine how well it was done, essentially.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if we just do it all at one roll, then they're all equally well done. And you guys are gonna get a bonus die for the roll because of the credentials provided to you by the rebellion. It's
Sure.
gonna be able
Let's
to
just
aid you in that.
let's just do it all together. Because realistically speaking, this would have been information that was given to us by the rebellion originally,
Okay.
and then we would just be changing it. So
Yeah.
I think we would all have handed it to Eos.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So then just one roll. Do you think?
yeah, I'm gonna get the pool set up here. Give me just a second. Come on.
Okay.
Do it like that. I'm gonna get a bonus. And again, Destiny is available for you guys if you want to spend it.
Do we want to use Destiny on this?
It's up to you.
I mean, do you foresee that we might be in a situation where this would be more
I
valuable?
think it's fair to tell you guys the difficulty pool before you make that decision. It's going to be 3,
Yes,
which
you
is
should use one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check.
4 is the hardest. So.
No, 5 is the hardest.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, actually.
So
Yeah, if you
do I need to do that on my end?
I've already set. I'll
Okay.
set that here in just a second. But there is a document in your journals called Dice Reference, and you guys can refer to that if you're wondering what the different number of dice signifies as far as the difficulty of the check. That's there, and there's a few other things in regards to dice and stuff.
Is it their
If you
reference sheet?
Yeah, the dice reference sheet.
I don't see a dice reference sheet.
Yeah, I think all I see is a reference sheet. So let me see if that's.
I think I have it set to only be in my.
Oh yeah, it's the reference sheet. It has
You guys
dice
should see it
pool.
now.
Okay.
Yeah. I changed the permissions so you guys can see that dice reference.
Okay.
Okay, cool. There it is.
I don't
So
see it.
you are gonna use.
It's at the top
one of those.
under GM references.
Okay.
Cute.
Cool.
Just let me know when to roll.
You should be good to go ahead and make that computer's check now.
Okay, give me just a sec here. Alrighty.
Boom.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good to me. That's a success and a half right
Yeah.
there
Mm.
That'll do.
with some
Ayo.
threat. Okay. So you were
I'm
able
sorry.
to successfully put that there, and they're valid credentials and everything, and they're gonna check out. But with that threat there, what's gonna happen is that essentially what I'm gonna have happen is, in order to get them to be as valid as possible, then you had to use your guys' actual home planets instead of fake home planets.
Okay.
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 Fair enough.
That's bad for me, being that my home planet is the you know, birthplace of the rebellion, Chandrilla.
You know,
Thanks,
it could just
Eos.
be.
You didn't bother to change the home worlds?
It's
Dang it.
all right for me.
Yeah, it's probably fine for you.
Yep, I was a slave once.
Does that make a difference for you, Zabo?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's your home world?
Sheely, I think it was, or Shilly.
Chile?
And why is that significant?
It's where the Tigrota are from, so I mean,
Okay. I'm just trying to get an idea for how much information this guy now has
What
on.
about-
oh,
What about Bebo? Obviously, he doesn't have a home world, but would that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Bebo didn't have any forged credentials
Oh, okay.
because
Okay.
his designation is on him, right?
Sure, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, yeah, the Imperial is not paying extremely close attention to Bebo because he sees him as just a droid, right? Uh, but yeah, he has that information now. But the credentials are
Okay.
gonna check out and everything.
So he like asked me my name and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so we'll do
Should I say my fake name?
Oh, no.
sure if you have one on the
I
top of your
do. I do have one.
head. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Zabe was like, my name is Zabu LeFou.
Prince Ali, Alibaba.
Okay, I'm gonna roll his perception now. Yeah, like that. Okay, you had a deception roll. Okay, perception. Okay, so the interview process plays out, and he goes through that process with the three of you or the four of you. He with Bebo, it's more of questions about asking about your designation. Uh, Maybe he asks about when you were last inspected and had some maintenance performed on you. You know.
It's pretty personal.
Oh.
Uh, just last week.
Uh, he'll ask. He'll say, "Would you mind if I have a technician come out and check your logs to verify that?"
That won't be necessary.
Oh.
I look at the guy and I say his logs got messed up when we came to Mantell Station. We had a plumbing issue and his circuits got flooded for a bit.
Okay. So
Do I roll deception on that one?
no,
Okay.
we're gonna keep this going.
Okay.
He lets you guys go. Is the end result after the interview process, and he says, "Okay, I think we have everything cleared up now. Your your credentials seem to check out, um, but just be careful. Giving the wrong impression to people. Could be dangerous."
I say, you're right. We need to be more careful with our words. I'm very sorry for this inconvenience. Thank you again for allowing me to maintain my weapons during this time. It's those sort of actions that make me trust an employer.
Well, get to work.
I get out the butter and I just rub it all over him. I just butter him up with it,
Yeah. When you guys exit the room, everyone else that was on the ship before they're off the ship now because you guys have landed at the freighter, and so I have some fancy box text to read after you guys arrive at this freighter.
Hooray, box text!
Box text is
Yay.
fun. Okay. So you guys exit the little landing vehicle that you were just on, and here we go. Before you is a cavernous loading bay. The distinctive smells of starship exhaust, coolant, and industrial lubricants combine to create an odor that is as remarkable as it is unforgettable. Crews in naval uniforms work in small groups to unload and organize cargo, placing crates and containers upon the low decks of repulsor lift cargo skiffs. Navy troopers armed with blasters and armored in black vests and helmets can be seen standing out of the way, preventing unwanted visitors from proceeding deeper into the ship. The loading bay is vast, and scores of cargo containers are stacked in neat order on the alloyed deck plates. Shadows cling to the bay's corners and walls, providing plenty of places to hide. Beyond the central loading space, 3 cargo tunnels leading forward are ringed with red and green lights, Secure access panels and grates are at regular intervals, concealing ductworks and maintenance tunnels that also lead deeper into the ship.
Question: are there any like cargo, like forklifts or anything like that? Some sort of cargo holding vehicles?
There's a cargo hover skiffs that
How,
cargo is loaded onto.
can you describe those to me?
So they're just essentially flat flat platforms with some railing on them. There is a central console towards the front of the ship that has the controls for controlling it, piloting it. Other than that, it's just a flat platform that hovers off the ground
Okay,
that has some ramps that lower down to load cargo onto.
sure. Are there any of these that have like coverings?
They don't have coverings, no, they're all uncovered.
Okay. I look at the well, as we go outside, is there someone there that would like greet us or give us an assignment?
Everyone's already busy at work right now, so no.
Okay. Are one of those skiffs free?
There
Like not being
are
used currently?
there are some skips that are free. They're towards the front of the loading bay, towards where those tunnels are.
Okay.
There's none directly around you, but there's a few of them that are unmanned currently towards the front of the loading bay.
Okay. I ask because I have the ability to, or I have the skill piloting planetary. Um,
That is
and
applicable for piloting these vehicles.
right. So actually, I don't know why it shows 0 in it right now because it should be 1. But anyway, yeah, that's why I ask.
Okay.
But we should take a quick break. Our final break of the night will be ending at 9 o'clock Pacific time. So we'll be back in 5 minutes, and then we'll be going for the last 45-minute session. And then we will be back next week. So thanks again for watching. Make sure to tweet out the stream and tell your friends about it and come watch. And we'll be back in 5. Don't go anywhere.